from the Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
In the national semifinal for women's lacrosse last year, the Tar Heels crushed the Florida Gators, and it looks like the UNC volleyball team picked up on that theme.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Kate McCullough.
And I'm Charlie Costel. In a top 25 ACC-SEC showdown, number 25 North Carolina was looking for the big upset against number 11 Florida at home Tuesday night. The Tar Heels came out firing in the first set with 2 quick kills, including this powerful swing by junior outside hitter Safi Hampton. After securing the opening set, Carolina set the tone early once again, jumping out to a fast lead in the second, powered by sharp attacks like this one from Chelsea Thorpe. UNC built an 11-point cushion against the Gators in that second frame and never looked back. Riding that momentum into the third, the Tar Heels completed the sweep in front of a raucous crowd, staying unbeaten and sending the Gators back to Gainesville.
I think what it did for us is instill a belief and maybe brought to light a lot of the things that we've been seeing on a daily basis with this group.
Volleyball now heads to Columbia to face South Carolina in a cross-Carolina matchup this evening. On a hot streak, the Heels look to nab their 6th straight win. The South Carolina Gamecocks are 3-4 with a recent loss against NC State. The Gamecocks' low hitting efficiency and high forced errors percentage leaves room for Tar Heels hitters Sophie Hampton and Haley Pierce to attack up points. The two swung double digits against Florida for the 4th game this season. And on the defensive side, libero Maddie May and setter Zoe Barrett are looking to show off their defensive prowess against the Gamecocks' struggling offensive lineup. Let's go now to top spins with 2. Marilee, wow, what a start to the season.
Kate, Tuesday, there were no Gators chomping, but some Heels stomping. The Heels sent the Gators back to the swamp in a 3-0 sweep. And the key to their success, everyone played their part and everything went right. Let's get right into it. This first clip, I want to touch on Zoe Barrett and Safi Hampton. Maddie May sends a 3-option pass right to Zoe. She could hit anywhere on the front. Florida blockers anticipate that as these two shift to the left and the right side shifts to the right. Zoe sees their movement and sends a pipe right to Safi, whose impressive 10-foot vertical sent the ball over the blockers right through for a great kill. On to the next play, I once again want to talk about Zoe and Safi. Safi passes, Zoe sets to Safi, and before Safi swings, let's take a look at the gaps in Florida's defense. Right here at the 4 by the attack line, there's a big gap, and behind the setter. It would be hard for Safi to hit behind the setter based upon the angle, so she's going to send it right by the 4 for another great hit. And Florida's libero didn't even attempt to get it. That's how strategic it was. And lastly, I want to give the blockers their flowers, Chelsea Thorpe and Jackie Taylor. The ball came off the net. The setter is at the attack line. It's a 2-option play here. She could either hit to the outside or the right side, but based upon how her shoulders are facing, everybody can anticipate that she's going to hit to the outside, including Jackie and Chelsea. They launch up. Look how they extend their arms as high as they can go. And Chelsea drops her pinky to intercept the ball and sends it right back over to Florida's side. That was an impressive play by all of the departments of UNC softball. And if they keep playing like that, they're going to sweep the Gamecocks tonight. Kate?
Thanks, Marilee. They had a pretty high bar to set this season because of last season, but I'm super excited to see the success that they will have.
UNC field hockey will face App State and Liberty this weekend in a clash of the undefeated. App State's Sophia Baxter is the MAC Defensive Player of the Week after a 7-3 win against Davidson. Baxter flew around the field, sprinting back on defense to intercept passes and put pressure on Davidson's offensive attack. However, North Carolina has just the weapon to combat App State's clever defense. Senior forward Danny Mendez was on fire offensively in UNC's road trip to Jersey. After recording her 3rd goal of the season against Penn, Mendez got her teammates involved, notching the game-winning assist in North Carolina's win against number 10 Princeton. Her offensive prowess and playmaking garnered her the ACC and National Offensive Player of the Week. Then on Sunday, the Tar Heels will take on Liberty in a top 10 non-conference clash. With momentum building, Carolina enters Sunday's matchup ranked number 2 in the nation and aiming to stay perfect. Liberty comes in ranked number 9 after a narrow win against Richmond. Offensively, the Heels lean on forward Riley Heck, whose speed and creativity set the tone for their attack. And in the cage, grad transfer Katie Wimmer brings veteran leadership and a steady presence for the Tar Heels. It's a showdown of national title contenders. After 298 days away, North Carolina field hockey makes its long-awaited return to Karen Shelton Stadium. And we're here with our field hockey analyst, Sophia Gray, to give us insight about this weekend's matchups. Sophia?
It's a huge weekend for Carolina. They're not just returning home as a top seed in the country. They're doing it winning these battles against top 15 opponents. And they're meshing very well with their new transfers.
Sophia, you mentioned the new transfers. How are they impacting the team this early on in the season?
One that comes to mind to me is Dani Mendez. She transferred here from UVA, and she's already playing a huge role here at Carolina. She's earned the ACC Offensive Player of the Week and 11 points in just her 4 games. She brings veteran experience and vision to the midfield. Huge assets for this program, already loaded with talent.
And Sophia, speaking of all this talent, how crucial is it that Carolina already has 2 top 15 wins?
Oh, this is huge for the program right now. I mean, not only is it the most in the country, but it also shows how battle-tested this group is so far. On paper, UNC is the number 2 team in the country, but their strength of schedule is running laps around Northwestern right now.
Sophia, lastly, what can we see for UNC's matchups this coming weekend? We've got it against Appalachian State and Liberty.
So UNC actually already faced App State in a little preseason scrimmage, and it wasn't a total competitive match, so I'm not too concerned about that. Historically, UNC leads App State 86-6 in scoring. As for Liberty, UNC won their last meeting 7-0 with a hat trick from Riley Heck. But their last home win over the Flames was back in 2019 during Aaron Matson's sophomore season. These 2 games will be key for building chemistry, sharpening up, and gaining momentum as the season picks up. Now, the highly successful field hockey team could not do it without the help from some extra hands behind the scenes. Gracie Brown shows us the impact analytics now plays for the team.
Grizel has been working with UNC Field Hockey for 2 years. She serves as a data analyst, traveling with the team, keeping track of stats, and charting player performance.
Working in sports analytics can get tricky because a lot of the work is very technical and there's not a lot of people usually on the job. So when I have a question or we run into a problem, sometimes it's hard to figure out without seeking outside resources.
For Grizel, field hockey analytics is where passion meets precision. Not only is she expanding her knowledge in data science and sports strategy, she's also surrounded by an incredible team that uplifts her and encourages women who want to be involved in sports.
I feel super honored to be able to be a woman working in sports. I feel like a lot of the industry is very male dominated, but I was lucky enough to work for an all-women's team with a lot of women on the staff, so I feel super included, and I've been a sports fan my whole life, so this is something that means a lot to me.
It's this mix of insight and support that fuels both her growth and her love for the game. It's more than just a ball in a field. It's creating connections that last a lifetime and make you a better worker no matter the sport. I'm Gracie Brown reporting.
Analytics have taken over sports in the digital age, and field hockey has continued to succeed because they have the best in the business working their numbers. Thanks, Gracie. And speaking of a team with more analytics than they know what to do with, Bill Belichick and the Tar Heels are searching for their first win at Kenan Stadium this Saturday as UNC hosts the Richmond Spiders. Despite the win last weekend in the Queen City against Charlotte, UNC has struggled to get the offense rolling after getting thrashed on opening night by TCU. UNC was able to put up 20 points against the 49ers, but small errors like blocking breakdowns, quarterback decisions, and the inability to break tackles have hindered the Tar Heels' scoring potential. On the other sideline, Richmond enters the contest at 1-1, ranking 8th in the FCS Patriot League after beating Wofford last weekend. Quarterback Kyle Wickersham has been a one-man show for Richmond, leading the team in both passing yards and rushing yards. Let's toss it over to Alden's All-Stars to hear more about how the team is doing. Alden?
Thanks, Charlotte. It's been a whirlwind of emotions. Don't know what to expect. First 2 games, we get off to a hot start, and then we just kind of let up the gas a little. Big reason why, third down conversion rate has not been good. It's sitting around 28%. We got to get that higher. But I want to be a little more positive here today. We have a wellness day on Monday. Let's focus on the good on third down and how we can transfer this against Richmond here tomorrow. So if you look right here, we send Jake Johnson in motion. Charlotte's playing a zone coverage. and our guys are basically just all running curls with the exception of Jake Johnson, who runs just into the flat. Lopez notices no one's open, the pocket is collapsing, and then in return he runs outside the pocket, gets a first down, uses his legs. I mean, I'd like to see more drawn-up read options out of Freddie Kitchens. That's something I think we can improve on. Lopez uses his legs a ton. He had 44 yards on the ground against Charlotte. Moving on to the next play. This is all Freddie Kitchen play design. It's beautiful. It's kind of a crossers concept here. You're going to have Green run a little drag, so he's going to run 5 yards and then run parallel with the first down. And then the rest of the guys are all running essentially up this way, with the exception of Ship, who's just running kind of a give and go. And then here you go. If you watch Green, he's running across. And then this is where it's the beautiful part of it. You got this right here. It creates a traffic jam. The Charlotte defender who's on Green can't get there in time. Green escapes out of the little jam, gets another like 20 yards. Beautiful play concept. Nothing complex, but really, really strong stuff out of Kitchens. I think we're going to see a lot of this against Richmond. I'd like to see more consistency in offense and pedal to the metal full throttle here tomorrow night. Charlie?
If the right adjustments are made, the Heels could finally see some true offensive consistency. Thanks, Alden. And now we hand it off to Maggie Smith, who spent some time with a former Carolina All-ACC linebacker, who's still a major part of the UNC athletics department.
Rick Steinbacher, who played under Mac Brown, has spent more than 25 years at UNC in senior administrative positions. But Rick never thought he would end up as a Tar Heel.
My dad played football at Penn State, so my plan was go play football at Penn State. I'd never been further south than maybe Washington, D.C., but my older brother came here to play football. I thought he was crazy. Then my sister came here to swim. I thought she was crazy. I loved Coach Brown. He was an amazing recruiter. And he really convinced me that Carolina was the one that could give me the best of everything. So I decided to come here, and it's the single best decision I ever made in my life.
Mac Brown's culture during his first stint as coach primed his athletes not just for game days, but also the real world.
I mean, I had a great football experience. When I got married, I had 9 groomsmen. 7 of them were Carolina football players. They're all still my best friends today.
Yes, Rick was indeed an athlete, but he was also a student majoring in business administration. He ties a lot of his success in the world of business to his Keenan Flagler experience. And while the world of business served him well, Rick missed sports.
I started to think about how can I mix, my love of sports with my enjoyment of business, and that's what brought me back here. Now, 26 years later, I'm still here.
When Rick realized he would always need sports in his life, he became a color analyst and sideline reporter for the Tar Heel Sports Network, in addition to his other roles at Carolina. Here in this very stadium is where Rick experienced some of Carolina football's greatest moments.
Gio's punt return. We're playing NC State.
Fields it at the 26. Heading to the far side. Gio at the 35. Gio, he's at the 50. No, he's not. Yes, he is. Gio, he's gonna take it.
And what does the future hold for Rick Steinbacher?
There was a time where I was pursuing athletic director jobs elsewhere. My family wasn't very excited about that, and ultimately it didn't work out, and I think that was God's way of putting me in the right place.
I'm Maggie Smith reporting.
He's accomplished so many milestones in his life. Steinbacher said he's grateful for them all.
UNC women's golf earned a 4th place finish at the Folds of Honor Collegiate in Michigan. The Tar Heels closed strong behind senior Megan Stryker, who fired a 3 under 69, tied for the lowest round of the day. The national championship defending UNC women's soccer team opened ACC play Thursday night against Virginia Tech. The teams battled through a scoreless first 45 minutes in the second half. UNC survived early scares before senior Tessa Della Rose broke through in the 73rd minute with a left-footed strike. Virginia Tech answered quickly with Taylor Lewin's equalizer, but with a little more than 3 minutes to go, junior Olivia Thomas capitalized on a faulty header and delivered a decisive strike to secure another road win, 2-1. The Heels are back home Wednesday to take on number 7 Florida State at 7 p.m. Under the lights at Dorrance Field, the Tar Heels and Demon Deacons clash in a rivalry matchup tonight in men's soccer. After battling to a draw at number 5 NC State, the Tar Heels will look to goalkeeper Andrew Cords, who made 7 saves in that contest to stay strong in net. Freshman defender Tate Johnson continues to anchor the back line, while sophomore forward Bertil Hansen aims to spark the attack. Kickoff is tonight at 7. For Wake Forest, the focus is on All-American midfielder Cooper Flax, senior playmaker Baza Umar, and junior defender Travis Smith Jr., who brings leadership to the Deacons' back line. Now, sports isn't just about competition, but also about connection. Our reporter Lindley Johnson spoke with a dance company here at UNC that emphasizes that message.
Finding a supportive community in college helps to create a sense of belonging in a new environment.
It's definitely given me like some of my best friends in college, so the relationships here are definitely like stronger than any of my other friendships, I'd say.
A community can also offer a place to share existing passions or explore new ones.
Letting go through artistic movement too has always been an outlet for me, so continuing that through college has been really awesome.
Carolina Vibe is a student-run dance company. They cover a variety of dance styles, including jazz, contemporary, and hip-hop. They have about 30 members, and they do 2 competitions a year, and they meet right here in the Sonia Haynes Stone Center.
Most of us are ex-competition dancers, so I think a lot of us, we came from a very stressful practice regimen, but here we just practice twice a week, and it's normally about an hour, so it's a lot less than what we're used to, and it's more just about friendship and community than stressing any sort of competition stuff.
The women of Carolina Vibe have created an uplifting space for women who are passionate about dance in an environment fostered towards personal development.
You have to be here on the last boot.
This group is so accepting, and I just never feel like I have to hold back when I'm around any of them. So I feel like that was the biggest thing they taught me, was just to be myself in any space on campus and in life.
This is Lindley Johnson reporting.
Charlie, I know you did a little dancing on your last show, and I'm sure I'm not the first to say it was pretty bad.
Yes, thank you, Kate. I'm so glad that you brought that up. Yeah, well, okay, here's a perfect example. Yeah, the arms are lackluster, the hips are non-existent. I could definitely use a couple lessons from Carolina Vibe.
Gotta remember, it's all in the hips, just like this week's winner of Play of the Week. Olivia Thomas had a pretty lucky goal after an attempted defensive play turned into making a goal right off the back of her calves, straight into the goal. What a great play from Olivia Thomas.
Catch the UNC women's soccer team when they face ACC rival Florida State at home on Wednesday.
Charlie, did you get a ticket to the Richmond game?
I'm so glad you brought that up as well. No, I did not. The lottery has punished me yet again.
Well, sorry to hear it, but I did, and I can't wait to watch the Heels destroy the Spiders.
Okay. Well, that does it for this edition of Sports Extra.
We'll be back, well, not on Monday. We have a long weekend, so we'll see you next Friday.